Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Still Biz. Go ahead and introduce yourself. You are freaking annoying the hell out of me. Introduce yourself, man.
What's up, y'all? It's your favorite host of the show, EJ Briz.
And we got a guest today. Dude is annoying. We got a guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I am Laticia. Thank you for having me.
We are honored to have you. We want to get some great minds on this show, not just have only me as a great mind on the show. We appreciate you coming in today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming in today like it's a job or something.
Coming in to spend time with us. Quit talking.
like you punched in.
So this week, we missed the show last week, so we're gonna talk about last week too. Yeah. Not the fact that we missed the show. We missed the show because our guest didn't show up. But we went to. I did something I ain't did in a while.
What's that?
I did. Somebody asked me. So people trick you though. They be like, "Yeah, we want you to come and do like a little. It's my birthday. Come do a little stand up." But it was like a lot of people there. Come do a little stand up show. But I went and I killed it and I left.
How did it go?
I said I went and I killed it and I left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I really appreciate those people that came out. It was my friend Tijuana's birthday. And she was like, "Yo, come on, you gotta do a show." I invited some of my friends. I didn't invite you. Like him and my other friend Anthony, they was like mad, like they ain't come. Like, dude, why would I? I haven't done comedy in 2 years, right? So, my other friend Rico, he like, "Man, I'm gonna go." And I'm like, dude, it's just a little small amount of people. He like, I'm gonna go anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like he forced him and his girlfriend. They showed up to the show, and like, dude, you trying to make it seem like it wasn't really a show for real. So it was really nice. Had a few jokes. I talked about him and my.
That's why he didn't invite me because he was talking about me. He was talking bad about me. He made jokes about me.
There was a lot of little. I can't remember some of the jokes because I actually written out the jokes. I can't remember. I studied for it when I'm there, but I can't remember a lot of the jokes that I said. But it was a nice experience. I had fun. Yeah, people came up to me at the end and was like, "Yeah, you need to come and you need to start doing that more. You need to do more shows." It was great. I had a wonderful time.
That's good.
How was your week? No. One thing else we did. We both did the pull-up experience.
Entrepreneurs and relationships.
I got an invite for that, but I couldn't make it because I went to hot yoga.
You went to hot yoga?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there too.
I was supposed to be at hot yoga. She was bad because she been telling me for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's another one coming up though next month.
Yeah, but she got to understand that this is different. Like, this is like every 4 months or so. Hot yoga like every week. Yeah. Talk about the pull-up experience.
Oh man, it was an excellent event. Met a whole bunch of nice, amazing people. Learned a lot. They shared a lot of information. It was
Philly was a panelist. LJ was a panelist with Cam. What's their names?
Colin Jackson.
And
his wife.
Yeah. And they had like it was about being an entrepreneur and being
and dealing with relationships.
Okay. It was just a lot of advice. It was funny because they was asking Philly, like, was he single? Like they was trying to be messy. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that. It was just the host. But it was. I mean, it was funny because they introduced him as being single and then asked him was he single.
Okay.
So that was just kind of.
I always say, don't take no relationship advice from me.
Yeah. Right. Or don't be in a relationship with him. Yeah. But go ahead. How was your week?
You want ladies first? Because you was about to skip me anyway, so I'll just go ahead and go last. Like my week was important. But go ahead.
No, my week was cool. No complaints. I had an amazing week, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Nothing new.
Yeah. So last week, as everybody knows, if you've been watching this show, I have finally received my community health workers certification through Ohio. Thank you through the Ohio Board of Nursing. So finished with all my community work, did my 130 hours of community work, being out in the community, even though Terrence think I was, on probation or
I
something.
actually thought you was trying to get your job.
Every time I tell him I'm out doing community work, he think I'm on probation or something. But, just, trying to do something to better the community. So, now I have my certification. This is like my 3rd certification within a year. So.
Okay.
Is that why you is that why you bought that whistle and you was blow trying to act like you was stopping people?
No, man, kind of proud of myself.
I'm proud of you way too. I would be proud of someone else if they did that.
Yeah. So other than that, working, just, by the time this air Father's Day will be over with, just came from a event at my son's child care for Father's Day. So, it's been a pretty busy week. Work, all that good stuff.
And I feel like I talked about the previous week because I didn't talk about it because we didn't have a show last week. So it's kind of like a lot of that was the previous week. No, that was
just all that. That was last week.
Yeah, that was that was last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot going on. I feel like I get invited to so much stuff, and I just don't show up to a lot of stuff. And it'd be funny because somebody asked me the other day. They was like, "When did you start not going to stuff no more?" And I was like, "So when you stopped drinking?" I was like, "No, it's when I turned 40."
Go ahead.
Like,
It's different when you turn 40.
Yeah, they like, "You?"
I'm 40. I'm 41.
Oh God!
Oh man!
Yeah,
we
black don't crack.
we be having a bunch of young folks on. I be feeling old,
Yeah, because it's like some stuff I just don't be like. Because people they be like, they don't understand. I haven't drank in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, they think that when I stop drinking is when I stop going to stuff. Because they remember I used to go to stuff be kicking it. Yeah. I remember I was kicking it one night. And it was a bunch of us, me, females, and some of my friends. And this female that was with us, one of her friends came to her, was like, we was toe up. She was like, especially you, talking about me. Mm-hmm. She like, no, he just crazy. he don't drink. He just act like that. He just crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't drink no more. I could just think, oof.
Oh yeah, it was a bad time when I used to drink. You know what I'm saying? 9 car accidents later. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was in a coma from one car.
Wow.
But that's not the one that stopped me from drinking, though. It was the one that put me in jail. I was like, nah, I'm done with this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I ain't got that many jokes.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
Yes. So,
we're back.
We're back. So, we're going to talk about tonight on the show. We are going to talk about...
What are we talking about?
We're talking about whatever books I'm reading. I got done. We talked about this I was reading this when we did the last... I was about to start reading this week, but I'm done. It's called The Untethered Soul. And now I'm reading Telephone, a novel by Percival Everett. You ever seen the movie American Fiction? Mm-hmm. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
And whatchamacallit's on there? Diana Ross's daughter.
Tracy Ellis
Ross.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good movie, but he wrote the book. Man, I'm really you know how you have a favorite fictional author, but I'm he suddenly turned into my favorite fictional author.
Okay.
He be writing some, but a lot of his character in this book seemed the same as the main character in the book that was Erasure, that was the American Fiction book. So he kind of write the characters kind of the same, like a black dude that's smart and know more than most people with a good job. Yeah, so he has I got to see him because this is his 3rd book I'm reading by him because I finished.
Make sure we about to do the book portion.
Okay, we're gonna do the book portion. So
before you get into
it, yeah, and then we're also talking about Young Thug's attorney. He actually was granted bond, and we're talking about President Joe Biden's son issue. But Joe Biden's son is, he hasn't been sentenced yet, but he was found guilty. And we're gonna talk about what happened to Michael Rainey Jr. Yeah, I want to talk about it because it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how people are reacting to it. It's not kind of funny happening. It's kind of funny how people are reacting because it's 2 sides to it. Yeah. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about all these topics. See y'all in a second. All right, so right now I just got done reading The Untethering Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself. Now this book is pretty much a book that's trying to teach you how to have a psychological lesson, or teaching yourself using psychology without a therapist. So it's teaching you how to like actually get out of your head and how not to think so much and not using so much emotions to run your life. It's feeling like everything is always good.
Okay, not to cut you off. Let me ask you something. When you read
No.
the book,
I know what you're gonna ask me. Like, do I feel like all of this is able to apply to my life?
yeah, I was just
No,
yeah,
like I have a hard. You know, Anthony was reading the same book too.
Shout out Anthony.
Shout out to Anthony. It's like we both like, dog, man. We black men living in America. Like it's kind of hard to like just. I feel like I do apply some of this to my life because I'm usually a happy person, but it's kind of like I can't not think. Like I always gotta think. I always think what I'm gonna do next. I always think how how life going. I always think about like there's different things that they also talk about in the book too, which is not only just about getting out your head, but that's the main subject of the book. Is like how to get out of your head, how to deal with just how to not even talks about death and how not to. But I don't understand how. That just sounds. I mean, I guess it's a healing book where it's supposed to help you heal, but I don't understand how they feel that the author felt that you are not going to think about death because when death happens, you like
What you mean like what? Like people around?
People around you die.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
they
like
try not to think about it.
Yeah, try to give you a different way to feel about or to think about that.
Well, you know what's kind of crazy about that? I mean, man, I don't-
I've heard you talk about that too, because you're. I feel like you're more accepting of death than I am.
but you know why? Because I worked at a cemetery for 2 years. I actually buried people for 2 years. So it's just like when that's when that's your job. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, please, people. So don't get mad at me. But I mean, there have been times where
away from them too.
No. So it's a posture thing for me. I'm always when we're on the show, I see the camera, so I'm always trying to fix myself. So I look right. No.
No, but I mean, we'll be in the middle of burying somebody. Well, this is after the family and everything leave. We be like, where you going for lunch? You know what I'm saying? So it's just it was weird when I'm not gonna lie, it was weird like when I first started because I'm like, man, I'm working in a cemetery. But then after a while, you get.
But in the book, it's talking about people that's close to you.
But can I ask you a question now?
Yeah.
So I heard that sometimes people just take the bodies out and dump them, and then not keep them in the casket. Is that true?
I haven't. When I was working there, this was in the early 2000s, and we never experienced that because I know it depends. Some cemeteries, require you to use a vault. And the cemetery I worked at, you had to have a vault. So once they put the casket in the vault and they put the top on, it's like impossible to get it.
Okay.
And this was very interesting. We were talking about pain as the price of freedom. Let me see. I don't. Why did I highlight this? It said you will come to see that any behavior pattern based upon the avoidance of pain becomes a doorway to the pain itself. Mm-hmm. So it's you thinking about the pain makes it beat the pain, which is like I was just reading a lot of that, and it was just trying. I mean, it was very therapeutic reading the book, but then to apply that after I get done, and I'm not saying that I don't attempt to apply stuff that I read. I don't attempt to apply everything I read, but if it's something healthy, I do attempt to apply it. But we can't apply everything to our life, because books are just written sometimes for information, opposed to. Books just being how you definitely gotta live your life. I mean, there are people that's read the Quran and they're Christians, and or people that's read what's the Muslim the other book the Torah. People that read the Torah and they're not Christians and they don't apply a certain thing. It's just sometimes reading is just reading. So and right now I'm reading Telephone by Percival Everett. He wrote Erasure, which is based Erasure, which the movie American Fiction is based on. Man, I ain't gonna lie. This dude, this is my third book that I've read by him. Even though the other book that I was talking about, the one we were talking about, where they had Donald Trump saying the N-word a lot in the book, which is true. But this book is just like, it's a really brilliantly written book. It's about a father that works at he does like he is like not an architect. What's the people that they dig up the past, skeletons and stuff like that.
Like historians?
Oh,
Yeah,
anthropologist.
He's an anthropologist, but he's a professor at a university, and he's married to his wife, who is also, she's a writer, and they have a daughter. And I don't know, this book kind of like, you ever read a book and it's like, I never read a book and cried, but I read it, and I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up. Like, because his daughter is, how far I am right now, I'm not done with the book, but how far I'm right now, his daughter has like this rare disease. And come to find out, the rare disease that she has is a disease that only the two people, you only get this disease if your parents are carriers of the trait. So the mother's carrying the trait, the father's carrying the trait, so they can't blame each other.
Yeah.
And in their relationship right now, it seems like the only reason they're together is because of their daughter. They're having like this terrible relationship. It's a lot of funny parts too, because this dude actually knows how to write comedy. Because the book with Trump, that book was funny as hell. But there's a lot of kind of
so like when there be funny parts, like you actually reading and laughing out loud, like ha 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 ha.
If you could read, if you could read, you would understand that. I do be laughing out loud. Like you read, it do be like really funny. And he on this trip with like his students. It's funny because he's on the trip with his students. They going on a field trip in college, and his one female student is just like, she like him and she flirting with him. And then one night he caught her with like one of the other students, and he doesn't like her. He's very professional, but he caught her like having relations with one of the other students, and then he's very blunt. Like the main character in this book, he's very blunt. He basically like told her like, I see you fucking everybody. Like, watch this music. I see you sleeping with everybody. Sorry about that, YouTube. I see you sleeping with everybody around campus. And he like told her, he thought she was gonna be mad, but she like, I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's a really, really good book. I can't wait to finish it. I think I'm gonna finish faster than I thought I was gonna finish because I'm really liking the book. And I think that the next fictional book, he got 30 books, so I don't know when I'm gonna get through reading. Okay, but go ahead. What you reading? Nothing.
I bought something the other day. I read some instructions. I read some instructions. I'm back to reading Instagram comments, street signs, highway signs.
He just learned how to read.
That's about it. But I'm not reading nothing right now. Maybe next week. I'm lazy.
Yeah, go ahead. What you said you just read?
Yeah, so I haven't read anything. No, I am reading something. I can't talk about that. Maybe next year I'll talk about it. But I'm reading I did read the Four Agreements.
Yeah, which I read, which was a great book.
Yeah, and it talked about death too. Kind of scared me. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, when it's like, when these authors be write about death, it's like death is just so secondary to them. Like, it's gonna happen.
Right.
Which we should have conversations. There's a lot of stuff we don't have conversations about in our community, in the black community.
Yeah.
Death is a part of psychology. That's a part of therapy.
And making sure you get your affairs in order.
And making sure you get your affairs in order. Yes. So it's like, because you don't want to be on GoFundMe for your funeral.
Or you don't want to be like how Prince was with his estate. In limbo and state.
Michael Jackson.
The state getting part of your money and not going to your family and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah, y'all speaking though as if these are gonna, a lot of the black community is gonna be a Prince and a Michael Jackson. A lot of black folks ain't leaving their family nothing.
Well, right. You're right.
But you don't want to leave your family no debt either.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to leave your family debt. And a lot of times we die, we leave our family debt, and we just like we're not here to actually take care of it. And some of us don't have enough to take care of it.
Yeah. So am I in your will?
Not even your name was Will. That's all you're reading for?
Yeah, right now, and then I just finished school, so I'm not reading anything from there anymore.
I see you just finished school. We're gonna talk about that next. Yeah. What other books have you read in the past? It's like,
let's see. I do a lot of self-motivational books. One of them was, I was doing the 75 hard, so every day I was challenged to read 10 pages for like an hour of my time during the 75 hard. And it was like a black woman's guide to self-healing.
Eric read that.
Did you?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I mean, you know what, man? You can kind of trick me. I'm like, did I read that? I'm like,
It's a book you definitely didn't read. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. And then other than that, I'm on YouTube watching a lot of tutorials and things like that. So
I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, and on Tubi too.
Yeah,
you know, Tubi.
Tubi and YouTube.
Yeah, but reading is fundamental. You know what I'm saying? Don't be non-fundamental, like my friend over there. But yeah, keep reading. All right, so right now we're about to ask you a bunch of questions. We'll be all up in your business. I'm joking.
I'm joking. This just the business portion of the show.
Yeah, the best part of the show. So, tell us about your inspiration and where it comes from. I know you're very inspired and you
motivational.
Yeah. So a lot of the inspiration comes from encouraging myself. And so I know that there are a lot of people who probably have some of the same issues, problems, stressors, thoughts that I have. So some of the things that I do for the encouragement are really for me, but I just put it out there so other people can pick up on it and try to feel inspired behind it.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So if you watch the show, you know I'm a big advocate for women, especially, you know, black women.
Okay.
Big advocate.
Why especially for black women? Can't you just be a big advocate for all?
Well, yeah, but you know,
it's closer to home.
You know, I grew up with my mom, my sister, aunties, and stuff like that. So I mean, nothing against somebody else or anything. So, you know, with your, you know, motivation and everything, is that something that you set forth to do? Is to, you know, motivate women?
Not just women, but everybody. Like children, men, the whole genre of the whole human race. Just to touch somebody. My mission is really to help inspire somebody to see themselves differently, and be encouraged behind it to do something. You know, do something different.
Okay.
Because when I look at your social media, though, sometimes I do see like a big push for women's inspiration. I understand that you're a woman, but have you like had an opportunity to like, you know, moments where helping sisters, healing sisters, and things like that?
Have I had a moment where I've
Have
done
you
that?
had like any? I know you've had moments, but like, can you think of any moments where you like, damn, I can't, you know, like that touched your heart?
So yesterday, actually, one of the ladies, I was at the gym, and before we did the step class yesterday.
What gym?
Extreme Compound.
My gym.
Yeah, I was at
His
Extreme
gym.
Compound.
Everybody gym.
Yeah. Shout out to the black-owned
Philly
gym.
Weed, who did the show.
Okay. But before we did the exercise class, which was the step class, my sister and I, we work out about 4 days a week up there at the gym, and we decided to hit the weights. So we're incorporating weights and also doing the cardio classes. And as we were getting ready to leave, one of the ladies there, she said, I just want to tell you that I watched you and your sister in here before class, you know, doing your reps and your sets, and you never know who you're inspiring. This is why I'm in here right now. So thank you for just doing that, and setting a precedent and a tone, because that's why I'm in here now, working, pushing myself, because I saw y'all do it beforehand. So
That's good. That's good. 'Cause I listen to you too, like your little videos.
Oh.
Not little, but your videos on Instagram and telling us like stay motivated. But go ahead, you had a question.
Yeah. So, what are some of the biggest issues you feel that we face in our communities? I know when I was in my community health worker class, like I was like one of the only males in there. It was like about 28 people in there. It was like a lot of women, like all women. And you know, we would have discussions about, you know, certain things in their life, and you know, them dealing with men, you know, mental, physical abuse and everything. And like one Saturday we had a conversation. It's just, I was trained that whole day. I didn't want to talk to anybody, and it's just like me being a man, just on the outside looking in. You don't realize, you know, a lot of things that women go through. So So what do you feel like, you know, what are some of the biggest issues we face in our community?
just overall, for men and women, I would say connection and support for one another and understanding. I think other races have an understanding for one another, but when it comes down to our race, and let's just say if you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, just overall, like we all have huge responsibilities on our plate, but not really understanding what the other person has going on, and then being supportive of that and trying to be understanding and coming together as a collective, I feel is our problem and where we're losing.
Wouldn't you say our understand the lack of the understanding of the black race? Wouldn't you say that comes from white supremacy? Because white supremacy created a lot of this, right? Where it started with white supremacy and oppression, right? So, and the wealth gap in the country too. So with the crack era, the fathers was out of the house. So do you think a lot of the disconnection may come from like a lot of people didn't grow up with mothers and fathers,
right?
So it's kind of like hard to understand men. Like the women tell their son, like the way you be a man is you don't be no punk and you don't cry, and that's like he needs somebody to talk to him about other stuff about being a man, and then and then the daughter be like she hear her mother talk about these men ain't nothing. These men, don't you think a lot of disconnect come from like the family structure's already broken?
I definitely. So let me say this: I don't come from a broken home.
Yeah, I'm saying.
But I'm gonna speak to that. I don't come from a broken home. So, and I'm also in a marriage. So we're trying to raise our children to have that understanding of what the family dynamic is. But I think that people definitely do have outside influences from past trauma. So I'm a certified life coach, and one of the things that I do is I dive into your mental space.
Quit reading my question.
I'm sorry.
My next question about it.
But just really diving into like who you are.
And thank you for saying certified.
Oh, I am definitely.
Yeah,
since 2020.
It was like I remember. It was like females just getting out of prison. Like I'm a life coach.
I'm certified.
No name,
Yes.
Go ahead.
But one of the things that I look at is your childhood, and so looking at the influences that you have in your life, whether it's your mom, your auntie, some people's grandparents raised them. When their experiences are jaded, they trickle them down to
jade your experience.
Yeah, they jade your experience, so you automatically go into a relationship thinking, oh, he ain't nothing, or she's gonna be this way because this is what you were taught. But if they're taught differently, then people have different outcomes. You know what I mean? Right. So
yeah, I mean, just to add on to that, because I'm thinking about because I see a therapist, and I just think about some of the talks I've had with my therapist about me. I'm not real. I'm trying to think. I'm not. When it comes to like showing love to people and stuff like that, I'm not real big on that or whatever, because my dad was like real hard on me, and my dad it was like one of the things like you couldn't show emotions, so I'm like real nonchalant about a lot of stuff. So now with me raising my son, it's like I'm like real affectionate with my son, and like hugging my son, like, because I can't remember like my dad didn't give me hugs and stuff like that. So like my parents wasn't really like, my mom was sometimes, but my parents wasn't real affectionate with me.
It's kind of crazy to talk, because you met my parents, and it's like it seemed like we were real affectionate with each other, right? Yeah. But no, my because they show it in different ways. They show it in different ways, because they're Jamaican. They're not real affectionate. They're like my father hugged me. He trying to be funny. Like we trying to hug me. He's like trying to be funny. Like, but it's like, there's other things that actually.
But then it transfers over to like your relationship. So it's just like I feel weird. Like when somebody shows me affection, I feel weird, because it's like
you don't know how.
I don't know how to receive it, but. When it comes to my son, I have no issue, being affectionate with my son, because I know I look at myself and I'm like, man, when I was this age, this is how I wish, like, my father, would have, raised me.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to jump in, but, and I know you have a therapist, but this is just
the thought
coaching in me.
Go ahead.
So has your therapist talked to you about writing letters? Like, have you written a letter to your dad?
No.
Yeah, you should. The reason why I say that,
but it might help you.
But the reason why I'm saying that is because some of the things that you have repressed, like this is the analogy that I use, and I use this for everybody. lives and issues are like garbage cans, right?
Yeah.
So we take a garbage can and we're putting everything and we're just packing it down. This is an issue here. This is a problem there. And so we're stuffing it until it starts to spill over. Yeah. And so it starts leaking on the outside, and then it shows up in areas of our lives like lacking affection for somebody that's not your son, right? And you like, I don't know where this is coming from, but then you're like, but you know what, my dad wasn't affectionate. And I think if you speak to that, you don't necessarily have to give him the letter, but if you get it off of you, then you can start to begin to heal that part of yourself and learn yourself, and then be open to trying to be affectionate with somebody and see how that feels.
He thinking like, because our dad's kind of like old school dads, be like, man, give me a letter.
You have to give me
my father
right.
well, give me a bomb. My father don't cuss, but like, well, give me a letter file.
Yeah.
No one no letter.
Do I have to give it to him?
No. But so here's the thing. After you get it off of you, you can go outside and you can burn it, because what you're doing is you're taking some of your healing and your power back that you've been holding on to for so long. Yeah, you don't have to. Like, I encourage people to give it to a person if that's what they want to do. But if they are done with the situation after they get it off of them, then burn it. Like, because it's freeing. Once you let it go, it's gone. See, we hold on to things and allow things to affect us so greatly. Like it, and I always talk about forgiveness and things like that. But forgiveness isn't for anybody else; it's for you. You know what I mean? Right. I always say, forgive that person, place, or that thing. And then once you take your forgiveness back and take your power back, then all of the rest of that stuff.
Try that. You didn't think you was gonna use your coaching on this show?
Oh, listen, I'm prepared. Y'all asked me, I'm ready. I'm ready. I stay ready.
Yeah, I ain't telling you no issues I got. I've been having this show crying.
Hey, I'll tell you.
It's okay.
Yeah, I really don't care what issues you got. I got issues with people under 5'7".
Oh, Lord.
So do you follow a lot of the social issues in your community? I see that you talking about social issues in the community. You follow like what other social issues that you like that just perturbs you? Like, oh my God, this social issue with us, because I don't mean to make it about us, but we live in the demographics of us.
Right.
So is there anything about us that just be like, oh God, I wish we could just get rid of this, re-educate black people.
Yeah.
Get rid of this.
There's a lot of things, but one most recently that stands out to me is the self-acceptance of yourself. Like, I went to a speaking engagement. Well, I was actually the speaker for a young girls group last weekend called Be Pink Inc. Shout out to Christina Fitzgerald for putting this organization on, but it's for young girls, and I think young guys should be a part of it too, or somebody should create a space, a safe space for them. But listening to how other girls talk about somebody's appearance because they don't look like, you know, what they see on TV, and just how their self-esteem is low. And as parents or guardians or whoever, we aren't really paying that attention and speaking life to these kids. So that's something that struck me, and it's kind of heavy on me.
Yeah, it's crazy because appearance, and it's not new, you know what I'm saying, but it's worse now because of social media. Yeah, that is, you know.
And that's another thing, like, you know, us being older, I'm like, I hate when I hear it, like, people like our age always talk about kids. You know, they do like, oh, back in my day, you know. I think a lot of times these kids nowadays have it worse than what we had, because there's no privacy. There's honestly no privacy. You know, everything, your whole life is played out on the internet, on social media. So it's like a lot of stuff that we did back in the day, or we could do. You know, there was things that we could do, and nobody find out.
It's just that people hate to accept, and I look at people around our age sometimes on social media, how they answer questions and how they talk and how they the things that they rant about. It's so close-minded because they don't realize that we're living in a different time. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, well, back in your day, it was a lot of stuff that was happening that they didn't talk about. There's a lot of girls, uncles, and all. I don't want to say it on YouTube. A lot of that. So don't tell me about back in your day. Back in your day, we need to be fixed a long time ago. Like I remember one day I was in class and I was talking to, it was me and a friend. I think I said that on the show before. When we was in class and it was me and a friend, and we was talking to these young ladies. This was in high school, and like they were having a conversation, and I don't know why they started talking to us, but you know we was messing with them, playing with them and stuff. But then the conversation went to SES, and one of them started talking about her uncle coming over with her cousin, and her cousin was older than how and then the other one. And it's like all these girls had a similar situation, talking about story,
and that's sad.
And that was back in our day,
Yeah.
talking about. And I was like, it just made me look at life a lot different. And I remember another situation where I was around talking to these dudes because I'm like, man, we gotta protect each other. And so if you got daughters, you got sisters. I was talking to these dudes in another situation. I ain't gonna say where I was at, and they was talking about the Puff Daddy thing. And one of the dudes actually said, if a girl come over and she changed her mind, you already know what you came here for. And
you know what he is on.
Yeah, and it was, and then I'm looking at other dudes like, man, and then they laughing like it was okay. I'm like, man, y'all just want to go to jail for nothing. Like that's just the talk of that's just the low down ugly people. Like you can't do, ain't no other way for you to get a woman. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like really weird just here. And those are the things that we ignore. In our community. That there
or
are people
laugh
like
at
that.
and
Laugh
just
at,
pass it off because it's been taught that this is okay. If she's with it, then it's okay.
And we've all made mistakes in life, but you start getting you stop being 16 and you start realizing like, man, that ain't right.
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything, I don't want anybody doing anything. I'm not forcing nobody to do anything that they not with or they don't enjoy because it's not fun. So
not even selling drugs. It's like it's the manipulation of the human mind is and getting somebody to do something that they don't want to do is kind of like you could put it in the lines of dark magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's just sick. So we being a little depressing over here, right? Let's talk about some fun stuff. What you be doing for fun?
What you do for fun?
I go to the gym.
Ain't it fun though? Like
it is, and then hanging out with my kids and my husband, and doing the family thing. That's fun for me.
That's wonderful.
I have 5 kids.
So you got a lot of fun.
Yeah, different ages. So it's definitely always interesting, to say the least. So
I have to commend people that have more than, because I got one kid.
Okay.
And just dealing with him sometimes, I'm like, how do people do this more than
Lord.
us?
It's crazy. Like when you're younger. And my mom only had 3 and couldn't remember nobody's name. So 5, it was kind of like, and then you think about their peers, like back in the day, like my father, where it was like 12 or something. Back
in the day, you could afford those type of families, though.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
you couldn't. You couldn't afford it, but you still had it. Because that's a third world country, so afford. Well, yeah, they did afford because they raised their own fruits and vegetables and stuff. Like my grandfather. Died at 103.
That's a great life.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But dear, because we don't have what we have here in America that kills us. There we go being depressed again.
You brought the show down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So you listen to music?
I do.
Who's your what kind of music do you listen to?
R&B.
Okay, so
what type of R&B? What type? Because rap, you ratchet.
Listen, I'm talking about that, but let me see what type of R&B. So, like, if you're gonna ask me who my favorite artist is,
I'm gonna ask you who your favorite R&B.
If you say what, he gonna get mad. He gonna be like, he hates that.
Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I love Jasmine.
Yes.
Like love.
Thank you.
She's an underrated artist.
What about Chrisette Michele?
Chrisette Michele is cool, but she ain't no Jasmine.
Yeah,
she's not. I saw Jasmine live in concert, okay, and she put on and her voice was going out. She excused herself, got some tea, came back and still delivered.
What's your favorite?
A real singer.
Who's your favorite male
singer?
R&B? Yeah.
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm a vocal person, so you have to be able to sing.
Okay.
But I love Jamie Foxx and Tank.
I was just about to, I thought you were about to say Tank.
I wasn't expecting.
I did expect Tank. I thought you were going to say Tank. Because Tank can really sing.
Yeah, he can.
It's just that he don't make like super great music.
Yeah.
But he's a writer. He's a writer, like, more or less. And he's like I would say he's a motivator where he get these young people music. Jamie Foxx, I don't know. Jamie's just funny.
Y'all got to listen to Jamie.
But Jamie, both albums were great.
Yes.
Both albums were great. Both albums were great. But then you just start listening. You start thinking of him cracking jokes.
Yeah.
But both albums, Blame It on Alcohol, Though I Don't Drink, was one of my favorite songs during that time. And I remember we used to listen to that. I remember we used to always be listening to that, like be going out. It was like a whole bunch of us, be like, a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of females. I remember we was listening to that song, like, and they had to blame it on alcohol. I ain't had to blame it on. But that song was good. It was a good song.
Yeah, no, I'm a vocal person, so I like to hear good vocals.
What about movies?
So I love.
He said Beyonce can't sing.
Well, I mean, I like Beyonce.
Yeah,
so, but Jasmine Sullivan is top tier for me.
Yeah.
But I like Beyonce. Beyonce's more, American pop. She's for the.
She kind of like Beyonce to put on that cowboy hat, and she's
a black entertainer.
Beyonce, she's a good entertainer.
Beyonce, that's what it is.
Beyonce, I'm gonna touch. I seen something today where she tried to pay Kid Rock, and allegedly, I just read the article where her and Jay-Z tried to pay Kid Rock millions of dollars so she could perform at his concert, and he told her and Jay-Z he said, y'all Kick Rock, y'all ain't gonna use my fan base to build something new. So it's kind of like
so she's trying to take over the entire.
I think because she doing country music now, and then she did the house music thing. Then she did she done R&B already.
But so at what point do we just sit down?
I feel like a lot of times when you're not totally, you've done everything and you're not really totally happy within your marriage and your life, you keep chasing something. You keep chasing something. And I'm not saying, I don't know these people, this is all allegations, this is all alleged, but it's like somebody, and then Hollywood have gave you the opportunity, and the music industry gave you the opportunity to be number one for so long, so you just feel like I need to be number one.
That's another Beyonce talk. Okay, before we go to movies, hip hop. Who's your favorite male and female?
Please don't say sexy red, but go ahead.
Jay-Z. I'm sorry.
Thank you. But that's not my favorite, but he's top.
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is, I don't really listen to a lot of rap like that. I do like Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
It's got me kind of like in a little chokehold, but that's about it. I'm really not big on.
So you don't have no favorite female rap artist?
I would say, absolutely, Trina.
Oh, I was expecting that.
What?
Okay.
I wouldn't expect no Trina.
That's not her.
Well, you did say you're over 40. So,
I'm 41. Yeah. Come on now.
I remember being in college and they had no car, and I had to ride home with this female, and she listened to Trina the whole way home. And I used to be so bad. And she used to always be like, "You in my car, so you got to listen to what I listen to." And she knew every song word for word. Like, now she got her doctorate. It's so funny. Like, but you were singing Trina back in the day.
Yes, and that is what bred us. Okay?
Yeah, I used to be like, "Can we play something? Can we please play something else?" She like, "No, you don't know them."
Right. Don't see you was about to get me started because I was about to rap a couple of lines.
What about movies?
I love all movies except for sci-fi.
Okay.
I can't get with it. I just don't know.
So you didn't like Leave the World Behind? Because with Julia Roberts.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I
because
just didn't like the end.
Because sci-fi. I read the book. The book and the movie is the same way too.
Okay.
But sci-fi is like, I used to be like that. Like, I don't like sci-fi, but the new sci-fi just be amazing. Like, you don't like X-Men type movies.
Oh no! See, you can't get me. I'll fall asleep.
What about The Boys?
What boys?
The show The Boys with all them superheroes that's crazy and on drugs and.
Now I will watch. Now I have seen. What's the man's name with the thing? You take it out of his chest. Is it Iron Man? No, it's not Iron Man.
I don't watch the movies either.
He watched Tubi, so he not even in this conversation.
It's not Captain America. What is the goddamn Tony Stark? Who is that?
That's Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man.
Yeah,
See, I've seen that. Okay. But as far as like Yeah, they put all of them together. And
That's amazing to me.
it's just that's a lot to me.
That's just
It's like when they do that, you gotta watch this movie.
Yes,
you gotta watch
and then
You
to
watch
figure out.
Tubi.
You gotta watch
Only.
Iron Man. You
Right.
gotta watch
But
Spider-Man.
you only
Right.
watch
the
Tubi
Hulk,
though.
and
But
all
you
that.
only watch Tubi, so you are not a part of this conversation.
Anyways, so what's next for Laticia? Please tell the people what's next for you.
What's next for me? So I recently just got my degree. I'm on back to school
Congratulations.
after so many years. Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
So with that, because I've been so I'm also a podcaster. I've been doing
Shout
this
out to
for
the
about
podcast.
so I have the Lunchtime Chronicles. Shout out to Elliot and Ali. Those are my bros. And then I have my own personal. It's called Tell the Truth Tisha, which is up on YouTube.
Okay. I thought I loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, with my bachelor's degree, I have a marketing certificate. So I'm looking to branch off and start my own business, which I did. It's called Fab 5 Marketing.
Okay.
And I do have a couple clients, so I just built a website and doing a bunch of flyers and things like that. I do editing. So that's something that we're working on.
You do a lot. That's major.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out?
My family, my husband's here. He's sitting in the background, so shout out to shout out to Jordan, the dog man. And my kids, Jayla, Jalisa, Jordan, Baby J,
All the J's.
all the J's, right?
That's my brother and sister. All their names start with E.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. To them, those are my supporters. So shout out to them and everybody who
They wrote a book about you called Erasure. So, Young Thug's attorney was granted bond. That's the last we heard of it. We know he got sentenced to like weekends in prison because of information that he went and, well, they didn't say exactly how he got the information, but this whole case is like it's crazy. It's a circus. So it's like information that he received that they're saying the only way he could have received that information is out of the judge's chambers. But it's information that he felt that he should have had because it's information that's allegedly could be detrimental to his case, where there's somebody else actually spoke up and said that they were the one. I can't remember the guy's name. They were the one that actually murdered a certain person. So. Like it's just been I get tired of like trying to keep up with this RICO case and what's going on with it because it's just too much other stuff going on, and if they're gonna let him go free, I don't know. I mean, there are victims in the situation, but it just seemed like they're trying to make things stick that probably shouldn't or don't, or probably not sticking. If you're hiding information, why? I don't know if Young Thug is guilty or not. He talked about it in his music that he was guilty. I don't know, but it's like a lot, behind the scenes and a lot of just. I don't know if it's to get us to, like, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. It just seemed like get us to think more about this than thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about Young Thug instead of thinking about November, voting for president. You know what I'm saying? But what do you feel about it?
I haven't been thinking about Young Thug, so I mean, I just see what comes across, whatever. Like you say, I know it's victims in the case and everything, but I mean, the little portions that I do see, it seems like it's a circus. Like I seen something today where one of the YSL
dude told old girl she stank.
Yeah, told the DA she stink. Like,
that's just weird. Like,
it's just crazy how like the judge don't have no type of control over his court. I honestly, I think it's so much stuff going on and probably lead to a mistrial. And I don't know when it's gonna go from there, but it's just too. I've served on 2 juries, and I've just being in court, just actually hearing like testimony and doing it. It's just what I see. I've never seen that before.
It just seemed ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's just not like a real. I know it's entertainment to some people, but it's just not a real good representation of what goes on in the courtroom. Especially when somebody's on
a real good reputation of us.
Yeah, especially when somebody's on trial for their life. Yeah. I've been on a serious case, so it's just yeah.
How you feel about it?
Y'all want my honest opinion?
Yeah, we want. That's the thought out.
Yeah, because no, I don't care. Honestly, I mean, that's not my problem. I mind the business that pays me. That's not one of them.
That is so true. What was it? Me and you was talking about that at the gym. When we was talking about all the conspiracy theories
yes.
and how this stuff don't really affect us, but people get so emotional about it. They're like, Jaguar Wright said, and I'm like, when the next time I meet half the people she talking about?
Right.
Like, when is these people gonna be paying my bills? So yeah, it's a lot of times.
Like I said, I just think it's just not a good representation. Because I know a lot of people that I hang around, they kind of against doing jury duty and stuff like that. And like when you get in these jury rooms and you get people in there from like, because I was in a federal case, and you get people in there from like Chagrin Falls, and you hear some of the stuff that they have to say about their stereotypes towards black people. A lot of times you wish that more black people actually did jury duty.
So that way they can be judged by their peers.
Because if you hear some, like I was on a very serious case in Cleveland, a federal case, and like one lady just was ready just to convict the person just because he had a whole bunch of tattoos. Like, oh well, he has a whole bunch of tattoos and he live in the hood, so he has to be guilty. When I hear it's just not a good representation. What actually goes on.
When I hear other people like that's different than us, like say ignorant stuff, like that, like because he got a lot of tattoos. Like I remember. Being somewhere like people like, well, I'm just a dumb white girl and say stuff like that. Like, no, that's no excuse because you know what? We all have access to the same information.
Yeah.
So quit trying to let your feelings of who you are. And we the ones who be like, we dumb. We have less access too. So it's kind of like to say you dumb and you don't know something because of your color. Like, dude.
Yeah, but it's kind of it's scary. These are the people who are on these juries and they deciding people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I would say that they know that we aren't showing up because we don't want to, have our faces being there, or we say this isn't my business, and they let other people. Culture. Yeah. I watched the video on TikTok today where the prosecutor was asking this guy about D30. I'm not sure what this is. But she was like, are you a part of D30? He was like, what? And the way that he just literally, when you say no snitching and his code was not to say anything, I mean, it was all over him. Everything that she says, he says, what do you say? What do you consider a gang to be? Because that's my neighborhood. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like everything was just dancing around. But yeah, people are just like,
So if you watching it, this is not really how court goes.
Yeah. President Biden issued a statement. He issued a statement. His son is actually convicted. His son is convicted with gun charge.
Yeah, attaining a firearm.
Yeah. I thought he would have like drug charges. Like that boy, he out of control. He look like he just been like he the worst kid ever. And he a grown man. But everybody, you can't say. I'm not taking off for Biden, but you can't use the kid to judge who the parent is because sometimes there be some bad kids out here. They be preachers' kids. But go ahead, Eric. You gonna say something?
I mean, I have no loyalty to either Democratic or Republican Party. But it's so funny that the same Republicans that were saying that the justice system is a joke when Trump got his felony charges are the same ones praising this conviction. So it's just like, it's just like, I mean, come on, man. Like,
but you could just look at Hunter Biden and tell he would do stuff like that. His lip crooked. He was looking like this all the time. So he just look at the pictures. Like he looked like somebody that do that. Like they had them videos with him with all the drugs and whatever. He's just a regular rich crackhead. Like that's what he just. It just happened to be the son of Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's just like with everything going on, and it's an election year, and it's just like we don't have. It seems like we don't have any type of adults that are able to run this country. It's embarrassing. You watch a lot of the stuff and how what's her name, Majorie, whatever her name,
Marjorie.
Yeah, Marjorie, bad built, you know her. You see how she like. It's embarrassing.
You know what I tried to watch yesterday, and I was like, man, this is like I can't watch this crap. I tried to watch Candace Owens being interviewed by Piers Morgan, And it's like, I hate both. Not hate, but I'm not a fan of either one of them.
So what's the black girl's name? I don't know her name.
The one that said Bachelor Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot
her name.
But I feel like that she needs to be protected.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Yeah.
Because first of all, she speaks up, and this is a society where they want us to bow down and not have an opinion.
Yep.
And she negates all of their stereotypes as far as being a black woman, being educated, not being a baby mama, not being on welfare. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
and then she carries herself in the way of
she looked better than all of them.
Yeah,
right.
She's like a baddie, so she carries herself looking
right,
like that. So
right.
So they like you're eyelashes. You wear eyelashes.
Right.
Like most women wear eyelashes. Like ooh, like
I didn't put mine on today.
The white ones. the white ones put them on.
Right,
like,
they do.
But it's kind of like weird that because she tried to make herself physically look good, and she just happened to have a like a good look. They try to make it seem like that's because she's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I feel like that's always gonna be because when you don't code switch, right?
She doesn't.
They look at you as if you're supposed to be one of us. You're supposed to be a code switcher. My children, they code switch. When they get in the car, because they go to a private school. When they get in the car, I'm like, all right, let it go. Let it go. Come back. Come back to me.
Would you consider that code switching or just being raised that way? Because they go to private schools.
My husband and myself are not like that.
But the thing is, we're raised by our parents. And
we definitely are, but
the streets too.
But
and what if we
adapting? So here's the thing: when you go to school and you merge yourself, or you're around other people in different environments, you become what your environment is. So I feel like they are adapting to what they are dealing with daily. You know what I mean? And then once they are out of that element, because when you're around certain types of people, like if you're with your white co-workers and things like that, you're not going to be talking about, well, end this and F that and let's go do. Right. You know what I mean? You're going to have some type of class about yourself for a bit. But then when you get around your homies and things like that, you're like, what's up? You're able to be yourself, but other races who are culture vultures, who want to be like us, they do it when we're not looking or when they're comfortable with that type of person that they feel like they can be themselves. But it's a bad thing because it's of our complexion and who we are that they say things like that. You know what I mean? They look at us as uneducated, childless or fatherless mom. You know what I mean? It's bad. So
it's just for them. It's just fun. For us, it's life.
Yeah, it's a reality. Yeah. Seriously, this is what we live every single day, and that goes back to the community issues that you were talking about. Like, this is something, and they don't take accountability for being the reason why life has been the way that it has been. Now, my husband and I used to read and talk about the Willie Lynch letter, right? And we talked about how they said that if you follow this, that for generations and generations to come, the black man, woman, household dynamic will continue to stay broken.
And the thing is, no one is asking anyone white to take personal accountability for anything that's happened or anything that have happened. The thing is, take accountability for a system that makes things better for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nobody like, well, because the first thing, well, I personally,
right.
That's not really. That's just
the first thing they say. But then the second thing is, what about black on black crime?
Yeah,
right. Nobody says anything about that.
And then in the same bucket too, we got to take accountability for things we do within ourselves.
Right,
we got to make sure that we better as a people too.
But we're pit against each other, and that's why I said I feel like that as leaders of the community or whatever you choose to do, proactive, give back and teach the young black men, young girls that we aren't each other's enemies, because we're not. You know what I mean? Like we're literally taking each other's lives. Who's doing it? We are. We're robbing from each other, stealing, killing. Because somebody else has something that I don't have, so I'm gonna take from them because I don't have it. So it's gonna make me feel better. No, go to the other communities. I'm not saying that. I'm not encouraging nobody to do that. But I'm just saying, leave us. We are all in the same boat. Stop. Taking from our people, and let's figure out how to build together. Come on. The Jewish community is deep.
Yeah.
They have grocery stores, restaurants. Their money circles their community. It doesn't leave their community. It stays. And don't get it twisted. It's a lot of Jews that's on government assistance too. Okay?
Right.
So they know what they're doing. We don't. And we're broken. But the moment we realize that and come together, then maybe we'll have something. And the reason why they keep us broken is because they know that we're powerful.
And then hopefully we're going to have a better country and have some better representation. And these thugs as well.
Right.
Pretty much. So, Power star Michael Rainey Jr., he was essayed on a live stream at somebody's home by the guy's sister.
Yeah, YouTuber.
Yeah, no, it wasn't YouTuber.
It was
Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch.
YouTube.
Yeah, different.
Social media.
But they're different.
Yeah.
So the guy on Twitch, his sister, I watched the video and she just like, did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw.
Did you see the video?
No, I had to look up first of all.
Oh, you trying to look it up?
Tyreek. Okay, come on. Let's go.
But she just like went and like, so they're talking and it's like little kids in the room too, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
So she first pushed him on the bed and tried to like touch him, but then it was a part where he like standing there. She go over like, look, she had to be drunk. Like she was drunk and thirsty and just like she don't understand laws. Like it was like, so she went up to him and just started grabbing on his
his areas.
Yeah, his area, and he like moved away. And it's kind of like, man, you just gotta I just personally feel like everybody's space is everybody's space. You made this man uncomfortable. Whatever he want to do, because it's like we can't play both sides.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, dude say you're uncomfortable. His boss told him you shouldn't be uncomfortable. You should just brush it off your shoulder. 50 Cent told him just brush it off like it happened. But he said he about to press charges.
Against her?
Yeah, against her. Yeah. Cause I mean, if you're not somebody type, you can't force nobody. If you're not somebody type, cause he like, I don't like you. Like she just looked like she was a little weird to him. Like, cause that was weird. Like nobody is supposed to be. That was weird. Yeah. It was like watching Ronnie from Players Club.
And he could have been protecting himself too, because he is he's a part of a famous franchise. He's been in all of the powers, like the first whole collective of the power. Then it branched off where he has his own show now. So it could have been and whose life was it? Hers or his?
No, it was her brother's.
Her
brother's life. This is what I want to know, and I'm not too familiar with Twitch. I don't know like a lot of these what's they called
streaming platforms.
What they're called, like influencers. Like a lot of these young influencers. Social influencers. Like, why was it important for him to go there? Like, it was at dude's house. Like,
and when she did it was like little kids in there.
It was little kids, like little tiny. It was like, dude, what, dude?
They were like 5, 6.
Who is your publicist?
So that's what color were they?
They were black.
Okay, that's probably somebody was trying to look for. So I'm watching this show that probably speaks to. It's called Clipped. It's on Hulu, and it's about the Clippers. And some girl was in a relationship with the owner, and she was recording all of their interactions. And he was talking about how, why do you have to embarrass me and take pictures with these black people? But she's like black and Mexican, but she doesn't look like she's black. So it just, but thinking about that, the reason I brought that up is because maybe this was like, okay, we can get him here. We can set it up, get some money, get paid, capture him trying to come on to me. But then it didn't work out in their favor. So
they would have. I doubt that was because they would have got.
Yeah, I think
because the way she looked, she didn't even look prepared for that type of situation. She just looked like she just woke up. And she went downstairs like, oh, y'all got somebody famous here. I'm about to go touch Tyreek.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. She didn't look like that was it didn't look prepared.
And that's what her brother said. He said that she's not used to. I guess she's not used to
being around like.
How old is she?
She looked like she was.
She looked like she
She
looked
looked
like
young.
She looked young, but she looked too old to done what she did. She looked like over 30, bro.
Yeah, and he was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, my opinion, man, SA is SA, be it male or female. So I mean, whatever route it's just crazy. Like, you know,
like me personally, probably wouldn't have taken any charges. But if somebody want to do that, that's on them. Because how would that make you feel is different than me.
Yeah, but it's just crazy that it was caught on camera. Like, okay, like you look at a situation when it's a woman and it's caught on camera and it's just like, oh my goodness. But then it's just like when it's a male and it's caught on camera, it's just like, you know, everybody laughing it off, and you know, it's just I mean. It's just one of those things where it was just uncalled. Any essay is uncalled for, but you know, especially for it to be live and how around little kids.
Yeah, there was a lot of little kids there too.
Yeah, it was just like a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it's just like, I mean, you can't be mad. Whatever route he chooses to take, you can't be mad at him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you just can't violate somebody's personal space.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you see it?
Yes. Okay.
And you can see, like, he clearly.
Yeah, you see what she's doing?
Yeah. She like, hey. She's trying to sweet talk him too. Like, do you see me?
Yeah, he like,
And then,
but he looking like, y'all don't see this.
But then, but people were saying that, oh, like, well, he was laughing and everything. But you know, when people
That's
are embarrassed,
uncomfortable
when you uncomfortable and you
Yeah.
embarrassed, and it's like all of a sudden, out the blue, you
Just,
like,
and he's probably like, so nobody's seeing this? Like,
yeah,
are you serious?
But
right
how her brother handled it was kind of cool though.
But at first he didn't.
He didn't see it first. The first thing is when she first did what she did, when she threw him on the bed, he should just been like, "Don't come back down here."
Oh, she threw him on the bed.
She pushed him on the bed.
Lord,
so, but her brother kicked her. Her brother kicked her out.
Oh yeah, she has a crush on
and then
him.
she came back. Like,
I just
yeah. But at first her brother didn't want to address it. But then once people started making
saying something, that's the accountability.
Yeah,
okay.
so I mean, whatever he chooses to do is, you know, it's just I don't know, it's wild.
Wow. Yeah, last part of the show, he not even prepared. Last part.
Man, I'm getting the numbers ready, bro.
Yeah, so this is the topics.
Oh man, I gotta read these out.
Our weekly. Go ahead.
These are featured topics.
Yeah,
so we have 3
featured
featured topics. Did you pick all these topics?
Normally I do.
Yeah, he picked these topics and how he written it out. Please excuse me because it's gonna make it. I think he did it on purpose because he always said I can't read. So I think he did it on purpose to make it sound like I can't read.
But you had a whole week to make sense of it and to, you know, put it in your own way of talking.
Topic number 1. With society's reliance on technology, what negative effects do you think that we have seen from it?
That wasn't that hard, was it?
Maybe we word it different next week. Topic number 2. Man, I got corrective eye surgery, man.
You need corrective face surgery too.
Oh Lord.
No. Topic number 2. Do you view stereotypes as defeatist, or are there lessons that we can learn as a community?
Yeah. Is these stereotypes correct? No.
Topic number 3. Do you feel that security challenges our freedom?
Yeah.
I think I came up with that one.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
You
I did.
absolutely.
No, I know I came up with that one.
Dude,
bro.
no, you
yes,
didn't.
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, you didn't though, but
I came up with that one.
you didn't. So you're gonna choose one topic. You can't even spell security. Much less freedom.
SECURITY.
That must have been on the song.
UNITY.
Oh God.
It's a unity.
I used to hate that song.
Number
Topic
2.
Do you view stereotypes as defeatist? What's that word? Do you view stereotypes as defeatist, or are there lessons that we can learn as a community?
Well, there's stereotypes about everybody.
Okay.
Like about black people, about Jewish people, about white people, about Mexicans. I just think stereotypes come from how people have actually lived. Sometimes they're true. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're not. I mean, they say black people love watermelon, but
and I hate watermelon.
you hate watermelon,
I
but
just
but,
had something to
but the thing is, the watermelon it was like really good. Like black people used to grow the watermelon, and they only said it like because they wanted to make fun of black people, but they love the watermelon too.
Or fried chicken.
And the fried
chicken
too.
boy.
But other stereotypes like always being late and stuff like that. Like every black person will always be late.
No, not every.
Because you see what time I pulled up.
Yeah.
But it's girl.
I'm never, dude. Have you ever known me be late for something?
No,
never,
me either.
Never late. But sometimes stereotypes. I know a lot of black people that be late all the time. They always be late. But I feel like, is it because they're black? Because I know some white people that used to be late too. Like my friend Dan, we're talking about Dan. Dan used to, Dan a lawyer. Dan used to always be late. But it seemed like I remember I told you about it one time. We all was going somewhere, and everybody black showed up late. But I only yelled at him about being late, and he was like, "Why are you yelling at me?" I was like, "Cause you white, you supposed to know better.
Right, you're supposed to be on time.
You're supposed to know better." But that was me following stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, because in my mind, I was like, "He ain't supposed to be late." He was the latest one too, and always was late.
I think people just don't care, you know, or are lazy. Like, it's a young girl at my job. She has to be to work at 8:30. Every day we have different shifts, 8:30. She walks in at 8:35, 8:40, 8:45, 8:50. And she's like, I tried. But I think that if it's a priority to you and it's important to you, you're gonna be there on time.
Is she black or?
She is.
Okay.
Yeah, young black girl though. But I mean, you know, and no matter how many times HR is trying to tell her, you know, this is affecting, you're on probation, blah blah blah. She's like, okay, you know, it is what it is.
What other stereotypes we got?
All black women have multiple baby fathers.
Yeah, that's a bad stereotype. Because that, like, all black women don't have multiple baby fathers.
Yeah.
It's true. That's one that's a lot.
I want to hear a close one where it's like, dang, that's damn near true.
Let's see.
I think all black people like fried chicken. I haven't ate fried chicken in like 10 years.
Really?
But I love it. And if I eat it again, I'll probably be addicted to be eating it every day. But go ahead.
All black people like juice.
I don't drink juice either,
juice.
but I love it. So all black people do like juice. What's another stereotype they have about us?
I don't know what stereotype I mean, I could say like one thing I have encountered is like, you know, because we work out, eat healthy and everything. And I know a lot of times when I go to the store and because I'm always buying fruits, vegetables and, you know, healthy stuff. And there's been numerous times where there's somebody of another race. Like, oh, you sure do eat healthy. And I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a stereotype that, you know, us as black people, all we eat is like potato chips and cereal and, you know, but I've got that I get it all the time. Like, matter of fact, I was buying some kombucha and some lady was like, oh, you know about kombucha? You know, you drink that? And I was like, yeah.
They said that how they feel so comfortable to say that.
Yeah, but
because I ain't never.
They feel very comfortable saying a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's just like you know, I do research on certain things I eat and everything, and it's just like, yeah, I know about healthy food, I know about healthy eating, I know about what to put in my body.
You know, it's funny.
What?
Like my friend Dan, he's Jewish, and I remember one time. Him and his sister, he was on the phone arguing with his sister, and they was arguing about Father's Day. It was Father's Day, or I can't remember. about who gonna pay, and they had money, and it was like arguing. And I'm like, why y'all arguing? But they say Jewish people cheat, and I'm like, why y'all arguing about who gonna pay? Like y'all got the money. He like, it's a Jewish thing. You don't understand? And I'm like, oh, so the stereotype is true. He like, no.
Even like talking, like certain words, like I was talking. I was talking the other day, and I told a person like, "Oh no, I'm just perusing," and they were looking at like, "Oh my goodness, what is like? You know what perusing is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I read like no vocabulary words." I'm
even no doubt.
Even like me talking like, because I went to school in Akron, and everybody know the high school I went to was a hood school, and people are, "Oh, you talk so proper, you talk so educated," and it's like. Why is it? I just feel like that's a stereotype because people look at me.
But that's because you got bullied, dog. So you would have to.
I never. Do I look like a bully type? Yeah. So, I mean, that's I just think us as people, I just think it's natural. We just have stereotypes.
So with having these stereotypes, do you think we should feel defeated, or do you think we should feel like we got to change these stereotypes about us?
You want to answer?
Well, certain stereotypes, like we're frivolous with our money. That's a stereotype that we can work on as a people. Certain stereotypes that we, all black people, are mean to each other. That's a stereotype we can work on. We don't have like certain family values. That's a stereotype. I'm talking about not working on it as a community because you can't force somebody to do nothing. But as yourself to be a better person, you want to work on those things and make sure you don't fall into that mold.
I just think people naturally have stereotypes. I feel like you could work on it, you could be better at it, but no matter what you do, how much work you put into it, people are naturally going to still have those stereotypes. Yeah. Especially if you haven't grown up around like different races, different cultures, you're going to have it's like people in rural Ohio. I mean, they're not around a lot of different races. They're not around a lot of different cultures. All they do is go off of what they see on the internet and TV. So, I mean...
Some of us too.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you're going to have those stereotypes. No matter what you do, regardless of how you try to change it, people are just naturally going to have those stereotypes. I think it's defeatist if we don't learn from them. If we don't... We could have the stereotypes, but we need to learn that, not every person of that race is like that. There's... But
my point was just saying that make sure you're not like that. Like, if there's something super negative. I'm not talking about liking watermelon. I'm talking about like not there for your community, like frivolous with your money, not being a brother or sister to each other, like those stereotypes.
But it's hard because it's been embedded in us to do things like that.
But I'm talking about a personal thing. I'm not talking about.
Well, yeah, no. I'm just saying overall, as an individual, yes, definitely you can work on yourself, but as a collective trying to change the stereotypes overall for everybody, it's not gonna happen. I think people are forever gonna have something to say just because that's what they do. They don't want to see us being better. So.
Yeah, and not only that, we have stereotypes amongst each other.
Yeah,
just like I'm pretty sure when you tell people you from Jamaica, what's the first stereotype they have? Like, you smoke weed.
No, that wasn't because I was about to say, can you cook curry chicken?
No, the first stereotype. I'm not lying. The first stereotype, you crazy.
Yeah,
no, that wasn't what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's the first stereotype. Like, people be like, "You crazy? You must be crazy," or you smoke weed. Yeah, which I don't. I used to. I thought that's why it was called high school. I thought you had to go every day. So I used to, but I don't anymore. But or they'd be like, your daddy smoke weed. My daddy a preacher. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, there is a lot of stereotypes for people, like like being from Jamaica,
or even the area where you grew up at. People have stereotypes. Like, if you grew up somewhere in the suburbs, people think you soft because you grew up in the suburbs, or they think you like. A lot of times you hear people like, "Well, I'm from such and such," and that just automatically make them tough. And I've seen people from the hood get smacked around. You know what I'm saying? So
whole ass dudes everywhere.
So I just feel like not only I think us as people, everybody, we have stereotypes. Matter of fact, that's crazy that that you was talking about Jewish people because I work for a school. I work for Cleveland Heights, and it's a big Jewish community. And I know I work with the bus drivers, and so one of the bus drivers was telling me that there was kids from Beechwood, and they was making fun of there was Jewish kids from Beechwood, and they was making fun of the Jewish kids from Cleveland Heights because they live in Cleveland Heights, and they was like, "Oh, you live in Cleveland Heights, and we live in Beechwood." So other races have their own stereotypes.
Oh, dude, I remember I used to work with like these white dudes, and they used to say stuff about each other. I didn't know what they. You're Polak or whatever. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but they used to say little stuff like they had their own little stereotypes and talk. And I used to be like, I don't even know what y'all shut up. Like,
right,
I don't know what y'all talking about because if I could jump in on the joke one day, I might want to beat me up.
Right,
or like we have I worked with Mexicans before, and like black people used to come up to them and call them Puerto Rican, and they used to hate it. Like I mean, they truly used to. And like everybody, I know a person there from the Caribbean, and everybody called them Jamaican.
Yeah,
so they hear anybody with an accent, they just say they Jamaican.
Or like I watch a lot of Jamaican movies, and my friends, they ain't shit. They be like, you watching your African movies?
Yeah,
I'm like, Jamaica ain't nowhere close to Africa. They be like, you watching your African movies? I'm like, Jamaica ain't nowhere close to Africa.
But I think like when people make stereotypes and you talk to them, I think correcting them is a learning experience. So I feel like. You can learn a lot from a person just by correcting them,
educating them,
educating them.
And our differences is all that makes us all great. It makes us that the world would be boring if it wasn't a whole bunch of different kinds of us. The world would be terrible. We would just be any other animal if it wasn't a whole bunch of different.
We're animals now.
Okay, whatever. But that's enough about stereotypes. There's a stereotype about people under 5'6". But
I'm not under 5'6".
Oh, you must.
I'm right
5'6.5". All right. Well, we had a good show today. We really enjoyed you. Thank you, and thanks for.
You want to give any last shout outs?
Last minute shout outs or any.
Again to my family, my followers. Hey y'all, to the new Thought OPPS family that's gonna be following me after this show. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for having me on the show.
We truly appreciate it.
We truly appreciate you, and we next week we'll be right back with another show
and another host.
And what you leaving? 'Cause that ain't me.